This is how to wheelie any bike in 3 easy steps. Before we start wheeling, there's a couple procedures we need to take before we start to learn. And the first thing is proper protection. If you don't have at least a gloves and a helmet, do not be wheeling, because it is guaranteed that you're gonna crash, but the more you crash, the faster you learn. Another thing you want to make sure you have before you start wheeling is proper braking system. If you cannot lock up your rear tire with one finger on your rear brake, you should not be wheeling at all. It is totally unsafe and you'll definitely crash, and you can really injure yourself this way. Now for the 3 easy steps to learning how to wheelie, it's actually way simpler than you think it is. And that is simply by just doing this. The more you do that, the faster you'll learn how to wheelie. Just by popping your bike out and standing it up and walking it straight for a little bit.
I also forgot to mention one thing. Your brake is your lifeline. When I go up right here, and if I go too far, I tap my brake just a little bit and it'll bring my front end back down.
This demonstrates proper throttle control, and that shows that you can control the bike without even having to be on it. After you've done that 20 to 30 times and you've mastered it without failing even once, then we'll get on to the next step. And that next step is simply putting your feet behind your pegs and your shin is touching the peg. This will make it really easy for you to wheelie, because next you're going to be doing a foot drag wheelie, which is pretty easy. All you do is you pop it up and you just go like this. And I'm dragging my feet. And I can do pretty much anything I want like this. I can go circles. I can come back around. You may look stupid at first, but that's the easiest way. That's step 2. And still part of step 2 is starting to get that front wheel go faster, because the faster you get that wheel, the easier to be. So you'll still be starting with your feet on the ground like this, but you'll be starting like this. You'll be popping it up with your feet down like this. And this makes it super easy to wheelie, but it's also super sketchy. But wheeling is really just about your balance point and where you are. Anybody can do a fast wheelie for a long wheelie, but doing a balance wheelie is way safer than doing a power wheelie. 1, you'll be able to do a balance wheelie 10 times longer than you will be a power wheelie. 2, you're not gaining speed when you're doing a balance wheelie. So if I'm doing a power wheelie, I can start at 10 miles per hour and work my way up all the way to 60 miles per hour, which is highly dangerous. Now, a lot of people ask, how do you start to get your feet on the pegs? Like, that was the hardest part for me, was getting my feet on the pegs and doing a balanced wheelie. I found out that the easiest way was to start with 1 foot on 1 peg and try to do a circle wheelie with 1 foot down, and it kind of looks like this. I'm definitely a little rusty at it, but as soon as you learn that and master that 1 foot on the peg, then you can lift 2 up and it'll make things really easy. Now, when I got past that step, the hardest part of doing a wheelie wasn't actually holding the wheel up. It was balancing, because I would constantly want to lean to one side. And I had no clue why. None of my friends actually knew why, because they just knew how to wheelie. They didn't know how to explain that feeling. I figured out that it's not by bending your leg outwards, it's about your hips. Every time before I do a wheelie, I go like this, keeping my head still, but moving my hips, because this moves a majority of my weight compared to moving a leg where it does nothing. If I'm doing this, you can't see anything move on the bike. Maybe a little bit side to side, but it does nothing. When I put my hands up and all I do is I shift my hips and my head don't move, that's how you lean a wheelie. And it makes it way easier, and that's how people do swerves. All they do is they go like this, and they shift, and they go like this, and they shift, and that's it. It's as simple as that. Definitely the easiest part that will make you wheelie 100 times better, super fast. It personally took me only a week to wheelie, and that's because I was super on top of it. I was practicing 3+ hours a day of just doing that same 3 things that I just told you. But I haven't talked about the 3rd thing, so let's get into that. The 3rd thing to learn how to wheelie is you really just got to send it with your feet on the pegs. It might be scary the first couple of times, but since you got used to that balance point of leaning far back while having your feet down, if you put your feet up, use your hips to balance, you'll be wheeling like a pro. Thank you guys so much for watching. Loki forgot to film an outro, and the boy's currently sick in bed right now. Literally 5 minutes after I got inside, I just felt like absolute crap. And please go pick up a lavender hoodie because I need support. Or if you can't afford a lavender hoodie, I have donations available now. So, and all those donations will go towards a chai battery for my bike. So, yep, hope to see you in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't. See ya, boys.